you got to see.
You got to
You
see.
got the money.
Got the
Got
money.
the money.
And you got the grandchild.
Aw.
That's a wonderful little story, Adah. Yeah.
I've told it many times.
You told it.
Yeah.
Did you tell it in India? Did you tell it when you were in India?
I didn't tell it in India. The children I was around had very little English, so so I couldn't really communicate it.
Yeah.
But when I was in Nepal, I told it, but of course they hadn't heard of the prophet Elijah, so I had to make it a magical bird.
You made it a magical bird.
Yeah, and that worked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that sometimes happens too. You know, you hear a story in one tradition and then you get versions in other ones, right?
Right.
Definitely.
That happens a lot with the Islamic stories.
Right, and Nasruddin
Nasruddin.
stories.
Nasruddin stories. Any other ways you've used stories since you were part of Children at the Well, Adah?
I was part of a storytelling group at Oberlin for a semester, and that was a little bit less formal. It was more like it's a little more like slam poetry than the type of storytelling that we do in Children at the Well, a little bit less narrative. But I had a great time doing that and just getting back into storytelling that way. And then in informal situations, I've used stories all the time.
Right.
I was on an 8-hour bus ride in Nepal, and I was just spitting them out because there wasn't anything else to do. I was part of an impromptu Sukkot celebration when I was at Oberlin last year, and just a whole bunch of students got together and we were singing songs, and I told a couple stories because it was just like a really special Jewish space that just sort of appeared. It was like, how can I contribute?
Yeah.
And it was a perfect way to contribute.
You think you'll continue to do that?
Definitely.
Yeah, you're going to be looking for ways to use it?
Definitely.
Yeah.
And I want to learn more stories, for sure.
Yeah. You want to develop your craft even more.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was one of the things that's wonderful about having the young people stay with us, is that they have from year to year just gotten more and more effective as storytellers, and really get to a certain point where you can, the two of you can at this point, craft your own stories.
Right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, what do you think, Sarah, about your future? Do you see you see stories made a difference to you and your communication or your life?
Absolutely. I've through storytelling, ever since I was younger, I feel like I've gained a lot of confidence in my speaking and myself, and also I find myself using stories to explain certain things, or just to share throughout. Like Adah says, if there's an opportunity to share a story, to share it, really.
Yeah. Well, people are finding that across the board. Storytellers across the nation are using story for healing.
Yeah.
There's a wonderful group that focuses on that. They're using storytelling in business today. They're using storytelling. There's been a real revival of it.
Wow.
So for all of you who are graduates, so to speak, of Children at the Well, you are carrying that tool that will serve you well. Because like you said, Adah, when people start to tell a story, everybody kind of sits up and listens.
Right.
In a different way, right? In a different way. And I can only attest to the fact of being very grateful for you coming into the project, and there you are in 7th and 9th grade, and the wonderful young women that you've become, and how you're carrying Children at the Well with you into the world, and the friendships that you've made, and the skills that you've learned, and the great respect that you now have, is it, when you see people of different traditions, does Children at the Well being in it make a difference to you now?
Oh, absolutely. Because I would know that if I see someone who from a different culture, I would know that they have some sort of story to share, or some sort of story that they have that's similar to mine.
Yeah. You too, Adah?
Definitely. I think it makes me more willing to take the risk of approaching people who are obviously
different
different
traditions.
from
Yes.
me.
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah. It's true that for many of our students, when they first come to us, I don't know if that was true of both of you, I don't think necessarily, but they might never have been with people with other faiths.
Mm.
Yeah. So those of us that have taken this journey with you are very grateful. What about your parents? Were they grateful too that you were part of it?
I think so.
You think
Yeah.
so? Yeah. Did they get to know each other as
Yeah.
well as you did?
Yes.
Yes.
And they've grown and had created friendships throughout Children at the Well as well, just as well as the students. And I feel like my parents, especially my mother, has grown in the interfaith community so much. She was
Through
more
Children at the
through
Well?
Children at the Well.
Yeah. I do know we had one parent say that many times the projects or programs that their children would be engaged in were just for the children and not for the parents, but
Mhm.
Children at the Well had a parent component where parents met with each other, got to know each other, shared their stories and about their different faith traditions
Yeah.
at different points in time, and that was very special.
Mm.
So it's all the families coming together for one big family.
That's
We all
true.
eat together
Yeah,
in so many
we do.
cultures.
Yeah.
That's like, that's what makes you family.
Exactly.
Yeah,
So-
I still remember after the first year, after the event, that what you were doing was signing each other's programs. I don't know if you remember doing that. Do you remember?
I remember doing
Yeah.
that.
You remember
Yeah.
doing that?
I do remember
You
doing
didn't
that.
want to leave each other, and
Yeah.
you were after the potluck, after we had eaten, after the potluck, you were signing
signed
each
each
other's,
other's.
yeah, autographing each other's, getting each other's autographs. Yeah, very happy to be together. So, okay, so I'm very grateful, and I can speak for all the adults and the coaches and all the people who administer Children at the Well, and for all the people in Interfaith Story Circle who really see each one of you as a light, as a bridge to the future, you know, as carrying on our mission of breaking down barriers and working for peace and understanding. So important in our world today that we really see you as lights going out into the world.
Mm.
So we hope and we pray that you see yourselves that way too, and that you carry us with you, and who knows, someday you may be working in a program like Children at the Well with other young people.
Yeah.
Always keep that in mind as a possibility. I think Sarah's interested right now, aren't you?
Yeah.
In maybe helping us out. So anyway, you're a light to us, and you're a light to the world, and we're very grateful for you and for being here today with us and sharing a little bit of your experiences.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. You're very welcome.